Hello everybody, this is a recording of our session, third E Tag on 12th of November 2020 for Omrania Directorate. Here is due to some technical sound problems, we had to re-record the session again to be in our hands to benefit from. Let's start our session. Our session will be divided into two parts. The first part is about understanding learning technologies. In this part, we will learn the following outcomes. This module introduces you to learning technologies. You will look at what a learning technology is. So we'll have some definitions or some words related to learning technology. And the considerations of integrating learning technologies into your lessons and syllabus. So you will have to use some of these technologies and planning for your lessons and starting your lessons using them according to the syllabus you are teaching. You will also explore the advantages and the challenges of using learning technologies in your teaching practice. So we'll have a kind of small discussions about the advantages of using some technologies and what are the challenges or disadvantages face you and how to overcome these disadvantages. Later in the module, you will evaluate some example activities showing how different technologies can be used in the classroom. So we can put this into points. By the end of this module, you will be able to 1. State some key terms and abbreviations related to learning technologies. 2. List some of the different contexts of learning technologies. Integration. 3. Explain the advantages and disadvantages of using technology in teaching and learning. Here is a discussion question. At first, we bought this image and asked you to have 2 minutes to watch and see the equipments, different equipments which were used in teaching and the modern ones which we can use nowadays. And we asked you to look at the illustration below. Have you ever used any of these technological tools before in class and how? But before we start, I gave you some hints about this instrument. The first instrument by the left side of the image is the rod. The rod is a thin straight bar, especially of wood or metal, that was used in writing using ink. I don't think most of us use this device or tools in teaching, but if you used it, you can give us some hints about what you have used it for before in teaching English. Pencils, it's okay, pencils and pens. Text box, slate. A slate is a flat piece of slate used for writing on, typically formed in wood and sometimes of rock, formerly used in the schools. An excellent example of this is the story of Abraham Lincoln, the previous president of the United States, which used this slate to learn how to write and to take notes and erase them by using his knife and so on. That was a very old device used in teaching. After that, we had hornbook. A hornbook is a teaching aid consisting of a leaf of paper showing the alphabet and often the 10 digits and the Lord's Prayer, mounted on wooden tablet and protected by a thin plate of horn. That was like a kind of book, but it was fixed. You can't erase or delete something out of it. You can take it as it and use it in teaching. After that chalkboard, where I think that most of us had already used chalk blackboard. After that, we have got some modern devices. That was our tools, and this is a new device which is typewriter. It's like a computer nowadays, but it's very slow, and you had to write down using your 10 fingers, and pressing the letters very carefully because you don't have the option to erase or modify the word you have written in a wrong way. Teaching machine. Teaching machine was a machine or something like a computer nowadays that gives instructions to students according to graph program reacting to their responses. When the students gave the correct answer, the machine said, "Good, excellent, well done," and so on. Some programs nowadays use the same technique but in a modern way. Test cards like using in the international exams like TOEFL and IELTS and so on. Slide projector and overhead projector. What is the difference between the two? Slide projector is a piece of equipment used for displaying photographs, slides on a screen. You put a number of slides in the slide projector and press a button to show this slide one after another on a wall or to enlarge them on something like this, like a show in a cinema. Overhead projector is a device that projects an enlarged image. So the main difference is enlarged image, and you can put only one slide or image in one time. So enlarged image of a transparency placed on it onto a wall or screen by means of an overhead mirror. So it gives you the option to use one slide in a time, and the contrast slide projector can give you the opportunity to show more than one slide. Videotape, CD-ROM. CD-ROM is a compact disc cylinder. We use it up till now in computers to store large amount of images, writings, videos, and sounds and so on. Calculators, we all know about it. Highlighter, we use it to highlight some words, some phrases, some sentences, some images, and anything else. You can use it to point to images, pictures, and the graphs on the walls and so on. Graphic calculator, it shows some graphs related to some statics. Internet, and you can use it in many different subjects and using a lot of sites and materials through the internet. Laptops, mouse, emails, you can send your students some emails, and the interactive whiteboard. It's the most smarter device we can use nowadays in our schools. It's like a big tablet or a big computer screen. You can touch it and write down on it, show some videos, some audios, and other graphs. You write down and erase what you are writing, and to go through the internet and the sites and navigate some sites, download something from the internet, and so on. Ebooks, this is the replacement of the textbook. You can take and download some ebooks and use them to give your students audio ebook where you show the text and the ebook read it for your students. You can pause, retake some slides from it, and listen to it again and again and download whatever you want. Here is a flash sticks, a memory stick. and finally smartphones. When I asked you this question, uh, what technology tool do you think can help you teach the lesson better and why? Most of you said that we use mobile phones, and when I asked you why, you said because it's lighter, I can download whatever I want, I can log in internet anytime, and it's easy for students, and I can permit them under my own control and after the administration admission to use it within the class in certain subjects and to download or log on some sites on the internet like YouTube and so on. Do you think teaching through using technology is important nowadays? I asked you this question and you wrote down in the chat box yes. Most of you said yes, and why? Because they are an excellent helper of delivering the information to our students. Now let's move to another point. Here is a reflection on our teaching practice. Number one, think about a lesson where you used technology before and try to remember whether the learners enjoyed the lesson or not. Number two, which of the challenges below do you feel that concerns your student the most? Three, how could you overcome the challenges that may happen while using technology? First, I gave you some hints about our teachers' opinions related to the challenges of using technology. Teacher number one said to keep up with students is a big problem for him because the student may know about using technologies more than he knows, and this is could embarrass him in teaching because he don't know. But what is the solution for this? To keep in touch with using technology, to ask and to read, to research, to try to develop yourself to cope with your students in using technology. Teacher number two said technology itself. Because I may have a bad connection to internet, I may don't have some technological devices in my school like the suitable number of computers. Here in our schools, we face this problem. It's a very big problem because internet is in Egypt is to some extent weak, and we don't have the suitable number of computers in our labs. That one of the trainers or the participants said that we have only one computer for each 20 students. This is very difficult to teach something using this computer. How can I do this? And the solution was from other one of the participants said that we could show them the show on overhead projector or using data show in the media lab, and you could use some sites like YouTube and showing your material, especially using songs. Most of you said using songs is very efficient in teaching young learners as we teach in our primary stage. To overcome the technology, Miss Minna San said that I have a mobile phone and I can divide my class to groups and show them one group by one group. Each group consists of 5 to 7 students. I can show them the song. It's only a minute or 2 minutes, and then all the class could see what I want them to see or learn what I want them to learn with this simple trick. Student teacher number three said to find the right website and resources is very problematic for me because when I want to search, for example, about the water recycle, I could find dozens and thousands of sites which dealing with this subject. Which site I would advise my students to follow or to get information from, as this is problematic for me. And here is Mr. Mahmoud Samir said that you could do some kind of previous research about the material you would give to your students before you give it to them. In the lesson plan, you can test these sites and go through it to find out the information you want to give to your students before giving it to them, because they may be supposed or exposed to some bad materials. You don't want them to see it. After that, teacher number 4 said privacy and security. Here is a big problem for our students because of some sites want to take your personal data before you enter this site or take some information through it. This is called use your personal data in a wrong way. So as you can give, the answer was from Miss Rahab Muhammad Mahmoud. She said you can give them some hints about copyrights to avoid copyright issues, and to give them some hints about plagiarism and how to use the resources on the internet in a safe way. Here is you can give them some hints about the internet protocol in using the information and the material on them. And here is another thing: they don't have to give their personal data unless they are certain that is a secure site, and under the supervision of their parents or their teachers. That was the answer. After that, we spoke about teacher number 5. He said it's hard to plan a lesson using technology. He says that it's hard to put a technology inside each activity or part of the lesson I want to give to my students. Here was the answer: that you don't need to put a technology in each part of your lesson. So you can use only technology when it's needed and to deliver the information. As we go to another point, and the discussion was about some sites like using Uglish. Uglish is a good site in giving some pronunciation of some words. I'll give you a hint about this site. So let's move to our Google Chrome and write down Uglish. As we will take the first link, uglish.com. You can use this site with your students in the school. You only write down you want the word you want to listen to, how it is said or pronounced in different contexts. I write down a word, for example, like the word tail, and press enter. Say it. Here is it gives me about 4,560 sites saying
And then I stumbled onto this incredible tale of two lives.
here is the number of sites, and here's I can pause it or play
And
it,
of these two,
stop it, and I can replay it again.
and then I stumbled onto this.
Right here is down, he gives me the word and highlighted in yellow to follow it while it is said or pronounced. Is again will play it.
Incredible tale of two lives. And
Right, I can move to the next video. Next.
Your life that ultimately
Right, here is the word and how the man pronounce it. I can watch it on YouTube or download it. I can make something else, download it from YouTube, or see the previous video, or return back to the next video, and so on. Play it again, see the word, and I think it would be very useful for young learners to listen to words in different contexts. And this is English as a side you can use it. Let's now return back to our slide. Here is by chance the attendance of this session. We have got this attendance, And here is the names of the attendee, those who attended the last training. Now let's move to our slide again. Now we have finished this part of reflection and we listen to your precious participation in this. Here is the task which I asked you to answer on Google Classroom. I have already uploaded a file contains two tasks for you to answer. Download them, answer them, and re-upload to be submitted before the end of this month, before the 30th of November 2020. Here is the asks you if you want to use technology in order to increase learners' digital literacy while teaching the lesson below. How would you do so? I am waiting for your participation. This is about teaching the animals or the zoo or something like this from primary 1 term 2 connect. Alright, let's move to the next part of our session. We said that our session is divided into two parts. The first part was about understanding technology, and the second part is about understanding lesson planning. Here's learning outcomes of this part. The aim of this module is to clarify the importance of writing lesson plans. The module identifies features, components, and stages of lesson plans and evaluates the importance of lesson planning with a view to you being able to produce effective lesson plans. I think you are all masters in lesson planning and you give the time needed for this very important and crucial step of teaching. I think all of you said some useful hints about how to prepare for your lesson plan, what are the materials you could use, what are the websites, and we um, have a small discussion about how to teach large numbers of students in this point, and there was an amazing solution from Ms. Rahab Mohammed. She said that I think teaching using technology is not very suitable for large number of students. I've got over 80 students in my class, so I can't use this. I think using the ordinary book or student's book is very important, especially in the young learners from grade 1 to grade 3 primary. They couldn't use technology, and she thought that using some kind of technology is a waste of time in this age. I agree totally with her, but she added that she can use sometimes something like mobile phones or YouTube, especially in teaching some vocab, especially using songs. She agreed that songs through YouTube or the other the websites are very important in this young age. That we came to agreement that we don't need to use technology all the time, but when we need them, we can use some to help us teaching large number of students in our classes. By the end of this module, you will be able to 1. Describe why lesson plans should be written. 2. Identify features, components, and stages of lesson plans. 3. Evaluate the importance of lesson planning. 4. Produce effective lesson plans. And we have a discussion about the features of a good teacher. Here is a small discussion about do you always write a lesson plan? All of you said that we are obliged to do so, and in the chat box, all of you said yes. Number 2, what words would you associate with the word lesson plan? Look at the examples and the illustration below. Here is some characteristics or features of the teacher about the word lesson plan. Here is L for helpful, and we give you some examples like E for effective. The teacher should be effective, and P, for example, for preparation or punctual. The teacher should prepare his lesson well and be punctual in his times and come in time and so on. S for self-reflection. He should reflect on what he had done to develop his performance. He could listen to others' notice about his performance in class, invite some of his colleagues to attend his lesson, and to exchange ideas and notions about his performance and how to develop it. This is a kind of continuous professional development he can use all the time. As for successful and so on, you gave me some hints about some other adjectives related to an excellent teacher and how to use them in planning his lesson. Finally, we came to the second task. It's lesson 3, unit 10 from Connect Primary 2. Think how would you create a lesson plan? This is your area. You should write down a lesson plan while applying what you have learned about lesson planning. Share your ideas with your colleagues so you will answer this task in the file. I uploaded it on Google Class. I'll show you where is the homework now. When you go to Classroom, Google, you will find it on our NTTP E Tag Omrania. Here is the third task. I want you to answer. I want you all to download it and answer it, re-upload it again. Here is again, you can find it in class work here. Download and start to answer it and re-upload it. Turn it 2 times to be accepted to get the mark. Thanks for Miss Minna Son because she was the only one who answered the last question. Now let's return back to our slides. That was the task, and here is another thing related to Google Classroom tasks. Please answer question on page 44 in our main book and write down on the stream on Google Classroom your answer to be discussed with your colleagues and to have the points of view related to all you. That's all for our session. Thank you for watching, and till we meet again by the end of this month in the fourth E Tag Omrania. Thanks for your participation and see you later.